Welcome to episode 20 of Cowboy Bebop. Last time we had wild horses with the guy who was into spaceships, Duhan, and his apprentice who was into baseball, and everything that happened with them, and the guys hacking the spaceships. This time, the preview seemed interesting. I thought episode 20 would be about Edward, because every 5 episodes has usually been backstory heavy with some of our main characters, so I thought episode 20 would be about Edward. The preview made that seem to not be the case, so we'll see what it is. I don't know, we're going to watch it and discuss it at the end. So let's go. We got the timer and the subtitles if you want to follow that way, or you can pull the episode up yourself, but either way, let's do it. In 3, 2, 1, play. The episode is called Pierrot Le Fou. So, maybe there is some Edward backstory, I don't know. Just from what I saw of the preview, there was like a weird dude, clown man thing, and I don't know. So, whatever. You had Ballad of Fallen Angels. What was episode 10 called? It was the Jet one. It was My Funny Valentine, 5, 10, and 15. So I thought this would be Ed. But we'll see. But while the OP is playing, let me say that if you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, because there's a new episode of Cowboy Bebop every Friday, and other videos every single day of the week. Also, check out all the links in the description below. You got Twitter and Discord if you want to come hang out and talk, and Patreon if you want to support my channel, allow me to keep doing these videos. You also get to vote in polls to decide what shows I do reactions to, and you get to see these videos an entire week in advance before they go up on YouTube. So, yeah. I'm curious about this episode, from the little I saw of the preview. And I think I've heard some people mention this episode title. Don't know anything about the episode itself, but as always, if I've heard of the title, then that means there's something worth talking about. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but it makes me curious. So let's see. Episode 20. Getting close to the end. We're opening up with the guy who I saw in the preview, I think, approaching a building and going up. Is this just the camera? Or are we following this man? Did he just go up to the roof of this building? Hello? This is quite the unsettling opener. Yeah, this man seems to be floating wherever he pleases. It's feeling like the start of Toys in the Attic, kind of a horror opening. Flying over the whole city. These close-ups of eyes. Shadows everywhere. This unnerving music. Dropping down on unsuspecting people. What is going on? I'm really liking this opening scene. It's creepy. And then there he goes. This doesn't feel like Cowboy Bebop. This feels like D. Gray Man. Like, honestly, because I think I compared him to the Millennium Earl from the preview last time. It feels like it'd be something like that. Some supernatural bad guy. Hi? What the hell? What's going on? Okay. We'll see. Good shot. I haven't the slightest idea of what we're dealing with today. Pretty good. This guy just bailed. C'est la vie. So back to this guy. He's Trying to riddle these guys with bullets out of his cane. And he's doing a good job. He's just standing out there in the open. He's got like an infinite amount of bullets in this thing. Just tearing apart everybody. Apparently couldn't get hit himself just by just standing there. What the hell is... What is happening with this dude? Pretty grisly scene. Spike's like, maybe I should just go the other way. Hi. This man is very round. Whoa! The animation. This looks very distinct. I wanna... What the fuck is happening? This is Cowboy Bebop, right? That looks like Spike, so I'm pretty sure this is the right show. What is going on? I want to look at like some of the people who worked on this episode. I feel like this had different staff. This has a very distinctive style to it. What in the world is going on? Is this whole episode a dream? What is happening? What the fuck? It's cool. It's really weird and unique. Hello? What? Spike just got his ass kicked by this fucking guy. Cat! What? Cat! The cat saved the day. This man's going ham on a fucking cat. Spike's getting away. My god. This is weird. Shit! I can see why people would talk about this episode, because it's fucking bizarre. My god, like, the action is so high intensity. This is pretty awesome so far. I don't know what's going to happen in the... Whoa, it's still going! This is insane! I don't know what is going to happen in the rest of the episode, but yeah, like... Oh my god. I could see people liking this for its uniqueness, but also not liking it because it feels so... like such a departure from typical Bebop. But so far, I like it. What in the world? This man's gonna haunt my dreams. And he just disappears. What is happening? What is going on? Maybe this is about Edward, and this is how Edward views the world. Through her insane mind. Like, this is all just normal stuff happening, but it's all from her point of view. And she sees everything as just insane clown people. It's not even a clown. Or this is all her weird fever dream, I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm floored right now by that opener. The Mad Pierrot. Oh yeah, that's the anime studio. They did the Naruto and the Bleach. I know it. Don't worry. Yeah, he got messed up by that. He was a weird guy, and he kicked his ass. Yeah. Quite the difference. He ended up like that after Ballad of Fallen Angels, this very dramatic, serious episode. And then he ended up in the state again by this weird, fat, disappearing man. Nice. I still want to get more about Faye, too. Ever since we saw that tape. See her find out who sent it. He seems like it. Is he a cyborg? He's pretty great. I love the shadows. This look like... It looks like certain distinct styles that I've seen. Again, I really want to look up like who worked on this. Whoa. Tongpu? Okay, Tongpu. There he goes. Cowboy Bebop, apparently. Get it, Ein. Hey, get up. He said get up. Fei Fei. And she does it again. So what is the message? What's the mail? So this is Tong Pu. He said his partner's in trouble. Like, after he meets somebody, does he just feel an obligation to kill them? Like, because Spike got away. And so he's like, I gotta finish my job, finish what I started, go kill that boy. Is that all it is? The hair looks really weird. Yeah, this guy is pretty great. He's he's some kind of advanced super soldier. Here we go. A call from Jet, probably to warn them, but it's too late. He already left. Oops. Yeah, you can't be surprised. So here's Spaceland. What an awesome setting for a guy like this, for a character like this. At an amusement park? This could be really, really fun, depending on how the setting is utilized. I don't know if we'll be traveling across the whole park, fighting on roller coasters and Ferris wheels and in haunted houses and House of Mirrors and shit, but, you know, it's a cool setting. Very dark, again with just the dark setting and all the shadows, and the way this place is designed really fits this Tongpu guy really well. He fits right in here. Maybe he was an amusement park animatronic who gained sentience. Like a Chuck E. Cheese guy. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. This is bananas. Okay, we're turning on the rides. Let's go. Well, I said that the preview looked weird, and I'm not being let down on that front. It's delivering on weird. This man is jumping around like a fucking guy who jumps around. What? What is happening? What show have I been transported into? A penguin? Cowboy Bebop, you've broken my brain, and I love it. Everybody probably hates this episode, and I'm going to be the weirdo who loves it. Look at his face! I love the animation style in this episode. I love this guy. I said Black Dog Serenade was kind of boring, but then I'm going to be the one who likes this one. Which, I don't know how people feel about it, but, you know, I think it's fun. I love his laugh. What is happening? Madness. I don't know what inspired this episode. They were just going along. Serious Faye backstory. Fairly grounded space adventures. And then they were just like, what if, though? What if? Oh my god. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese animatronics... Oh. Yeah, they're just like, what if we just went insane? Shinichiro Watanabe had a nightmare about some weird, freaky clown man in an amusement park, and he woke up in a cold sweat and was like, episode 20, I got it. Oh, are we on a roller coaster? Holy shit. I don't know if I should be waiting for the punchline, for some kind of weird twist here, or some kind of weird reveal, or if this is just going to be a weird thing that happens, and then we just kind of move on and don't talk about it. I'd be fine either way. I just don't know what I should be expecting. Are we in an insane asylum? The white walls? Has this just been the hallucinations of a crazy person this entire time? What is this camera movement? What is this place? Who is this? What is this music? What the fuck is happening? Is this the guy? Is this Tongpu? He's getting real fat. So this is him. He's like a modified fucking super soldier. Okay, so we get some explanation, apparently. As a cat. Is that why he freaked out about cats? So we do get some explanation about this guy. He's just heavily experimented on. I honestly thought it would be possible for them to just never explain anything, and it just happens, and it was weird, and then we leave. But yeah. Heterochromatic cat... Well, there's our backstory. This music and this camera work. Camera, you know what I mean. The direction. Yeah. He seems a little nuts. So he was meant to be kept there. Apparently he got out. They stopped it because of the effects on his mind. Oh, the smile. Shit. Can you believe it? We created a perfect killing machine, and he ended up killing everybody. Who could have seen this coming? Yeah. He's just a child with insane abilities, so he's just gonna go out there and use them. He is like a little kid. Just like, yeah, I got the guns, mommy. Jeez, this is... I really hope episode 21 is like really somber and serious. It would be such a huge tone shift from this. This is just so different. I like it. I think it works. I think it's entertaining as hell. What? No, don't say that's freaky, too. I don't want to talk to you. What a fantastic setting to have this fight in. I'm so glad that we've actually gone throughout the park so much. Yeah, he's freaked out by cats. That's his weakness. Ein, almost. You almost could have been the hero here. If only it had been dogs. He's got a damn force field. I don't know how he just flies. I don't know what the hell kind of experiments they did, but I buy it, whatever. Do an impression of a cat, maybe he'll buy it. Oh my god. The tension. The standoff. Oh, shit, you got an opening. I love how this is totally random, too. Like, they weren't going after this guy. He has no real reason to go after them. He's just crazy. Like, they just happened to run into each other, and now this. It's pretty good. So he got hit, and he's losing his mind about it. I wonder why this guy was experimented on. Like, why him? What was his deal before that? Did they say it? I'll have to go back and look, but I don't remember. He's gonna get trampled by that thing? I need to take a nap. That was exhausting. That was so weird. Yeah, it's taken care of. It's fine. Just contemplating life over here for a little bit. Yeah, it did. It ended. Is that the end of the episode? That did not feel like a whole episode. That went by really, really, really fast. Oh my god. That was possibly the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if I want to see the next episode. I don't know if it'll live up to that insanity. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, episode 20. Normally, after I finish an episode, I will go back through it, take notes, compose all my thoughts so I can say, try to say as much as I can about the episode, make sure I get all my thoughts out there. I am recording this mostly immediately after watching, because I think that's the best way to handle the discussion for this episode. Just kind of riding the high from it, just immediately after, while I'm still in the mind state that I was in while watching the episode. The mind state of, what in the fuck? Basically. Because what in the fuck? Which show was that? Because it certainly wasn't Cowboy Bebop. But it also was. It fit perfectly in there while also being totally insane. Yeah, I don't know if there's really anything to say about this episode. Because it was just pure entertainment. Am I like a terrible person if this is my favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop? It might not be. It's definitely one of my favorites, though. But I feel like if this was my favorite, that would make me a bad person. But either way, it's one of my favorites. It was just entertaining as hell. It went by so fast. By the end, I was like, that can't be the end, right? We gotta have like a pretty decent length epilogue. But no, it was over. It didn't feel like 20 minutes at all. It went by in a flash because it was so fun. And yeah, there's not like a deep story or characters. Here, there might be a lot of crazy little references and stuff that, you know, I could look up or pick at if you looked at all the little details. But for the most part, it's just insanity. And this is why I value having my reactions rather than just talking about these episodes. Because, yeah, I could come on here and say, wow, the episode was crazy. I was so confused and so blown away by it. But I really value you guys being able to see that actually happen, to watch me as I go through the episode, like, what is happening? What is going on? There's my utter bewilderment and what is unfolding before my very eyes. Man, like, I saw from the preview that this guy was in it, and I was like, that looks a little weird, because I was expecting an Edward-centric episode, because every 5 episodes you get, he's Spike, Jet, Faye. Now it's Ed's turn. No. This was, and it didn't feel like Bebop at all at first, because you've got this creepy man, the Mad Pierrot, who's pretty horrifying, honestly. Like, I could imagine turning this on when I was younger, flipping through channels on TV and stumbling across this and being pretty genuinely freaked out by it in a weird way. Maybe not. Maybe the craftsmanship would have been more lost on me when I was younger, and I can appreciate it more now, just with the atmosphere of it. Just the way, the darkness, the shadows, the colors, the music, the design of this guy, the high intensity action, the art style that was like unique to anything we've seen in Cowboy Bebop. I don't know like who specifically, if there were different people who worked on this, but I did look up some small things, and apparently it was based off of Batman the Animated Series, which is why it looked like that, which is awesome. That's amazing. Just as I was looking at the animation, the way Pierrot's mouth was moving sometimes and his crazy laughs, and just the action scene with Spike, it was long, it was like fast and frenetic and high intensity, and I was like, holy shit, and it looked so cool. The visuals were outstanding, like even by Cowboy Bebop standards. Not to say that they were like necessarily better than Cowboy Bebop always looks, because it always looks pretty much like top notch, but it's different. And man, that's why I say, like, maybe it's actually freakier to me now, because I can appreciate it more. And just the atmosphere of the whole thing sinks in. Or like when we see the experimentation, this white room, and just the direction of it all, the way the camera is panning around, and we just see him, and we see all the stuff being done to him, with that music playing, and setting it in this amusement park, Spaceland, was a stroke of goddamn genius. I don't know where the idea for this episode came from exactly. I don't know what happened, what madman did this and was like, that's gonna be episode 20. But whoever it was, I'm very glad. But yeah, setting it in that, as soon as I saw that, I was kind of gearing up for disappointment, because I was like, oh my god, all the possibilities. All these rides and all these crazy things in an amusement park that you can use for a crazy kooky character like this, like Tongpu. And I was worried that they wouldn't do it. But then they pretty much did. Going on the roller coasters and all the animatronics and all this stuff in the amusement park, which visually meshed perfectly with the Mad Pierrot. We're just having this crazy action scene throughout this amusement park, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is incredible. And then it was over before I knew it. You just get a little bit with the other characters in there, but it's mostly just Spike and this guy. And it had nothing to do with anything. Like, they weren't after this guy as a bounty. He didn't have, like, a reason to go after Spike. They just happened to cross paths. And then went off to go finish it. And it was like, okay, yeah, that happened. I didn't know if we were going to get, like, literally no explanation whatsoever. Which would have been fine, because it was so entertaining. And we got some, that he's this experiment. They were making this super soldier, and he could fly? He had like a force field and all this shit. It's just his weakness was cats. And they stopped the experiment because it was messing with his mind too much, you know, really messed him up, basically reverted him to the mind state of a child. And he's just going nuts with all his power. He's acting like a child who has access to all of this stuff, just haphazardly throwing it all around. And that's about all we get. You know, we don't really know who this guy was beforehand, why he was in this experiment. And then he just dies, and I'm like, is that thing gonna fucking step on him? And it did, and I was like, holy shit. And then it's over, and then it just stops. And I guarantee we're never gonna mention it again. So we got a little bit of backstory, a little bit of explanation, but for the most part, totally random. Weird-ass thing. Just happens, it stops, and then we are gonna move on. Next episode, I really hope is like a really depressing episode, just because it'd be so tonally distant from this one. But yeah, just the way this guy was acting, how he seems just like this crazy supernatural Batman villain. Batman villains aren't supernatural typically, but you know what I mean. He seems so much more supernatural than anything we've had in Cowboy Bebop. Just he's flying around, and his force field is like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And just the animation style, again, it just felt like, what show am I watching? But just the direction and the craftsmanship on display, that's what felt like Cowboy Bebop, because it was so good. Man, this was such a fun episode. It really was. This is absolutely one of my favorites of the entire show. It was entertaining as hell. I could see some people being like, it's too weird, it's too different. It's just sandwiched in between everything else. You know, you got Faye's backstory, you got other semi-serious episodes. I don't know what the next few are going to be like, but since we're getting to the end of the series, we're probably going to have a lot of serious episodes. Maybe people are thinking like it's too much of a tone breaker, it's too weird, doesn't have anything to do with anything. Maybe people would think it would be better if it fit in earlier in the series, but I like it. I think it works perfectly, just because of how well it was made. And I would say I kind of wish Cowboy Bebop would be more like this more often, like totally absurd and wacky. But then this wouldn't have had that kind of impact. Just the confusion as to what was happening was so entertaining that, like, if it was like this all the time, it wouldn't have that impact. I thought it was great for a one-off episode. I think Cowboy Bebop, being the episodic series that it is, in the setting that it is, being as well made as it is, I think it gets away with just having an episode as wacky as this, just randomly in there in the 20th spot. I think it can pull it off pretty well. Man, my mind is racing. This episode was so much fun. Bloody, pretty grisly. The action was insane. I just didn't know, like, am I waiting for some kind of twist? Am I waiting for a reveal? Is somebody dreaming right now? This is so insane. Is this Ein having one of his little doggy dreams? Like, what's going on? What are we gonna get here? What's the punchline gonna be? I didn't know if I should be expecting something like that, and for the most part, no. You just get the little backstory about him being experimented on, but other than that, no. It was just a wacky out there episode, and like I said, I really appreciate it. I think it works with it really well for them to kind of take sort of a risk and just, however they had this idea, for whatever reason it is that they wanted to do this story, to just put it in there and just say, yeah, go all out with it, make it look like Batman, the animated series, crazy clown, there's barely any dialogue the whole episode, it's just high intensity, crazy action in an amusement park, just do it. To just go with the stylization and just the insanity and the over-the-top fun. Hell yeah, it was awesome. I feel like I did after Ballad of Fallen Angels, where I just felt like I could keep talking about it forever. Mostly, again, because of visual presentation, but I think the reaction speaks for itself. I gotta stop sometime. You saw how I felt about it. Just him going into the amusement park, and then there's the penguin, and there's like the little fairy that talks to him, and there's the planets, and I was like, what is going on? What show have I transported into? And it was pretty great. Yeah, that was good. This would be like the most easily rewatchable episode of the show, because it went by so fast, and it's so fun. You just turn it on and be like, oh, holy shit, this guy is hilarious. His laugh, his design, while also being creepy, because again, there was like this horror atmosphere, especially at the start. The opening scene was genuinely tense and creepy, and it was tense at the end too when they were having their standoff. But yeah, because the use of shadows and music and lighting and colors and everything, it was genuinely creepy and weird, but also just a really fun episode. Man, it was good. Like, it's all in the execution. It really is. And that's what makes Cowboy Bebop stand out. Like, I've had plenty of episodes that I thought were just good or just okay. Not every episode is great, but it's just always executed so well. It just always looks so great. This was definitely a memorable one. The experience of watching this. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. How did you react when you first saw this? Did you feel like, what show is this? Did you feel tension and creeped out? Did you feel like it was fun? Did you feel like it was too weird and too different? I loved how weird and different it was. But yeah, I definitely want to know people's thoughts on this episode, because I thought it was great, and just, yeah, the experience of watching it is definitely going to stick in my mind for quite some time. That was fun. Yeah, solid, absolute. This is like a 10 out of 10 episode in such a different way from Ballad of Fallen Angels, although they both come down to the execution and just Watanabe's direction and everything. But still, just for what this episode was, like, it did it perfectly. So I gotta stop. I'm gonna ramble on forever, so let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, check out all the links down below, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support, and I will see you in the next one.